Welcome everybody that's watching this presentation, and thank you to the Sierra Vista Area Chamber of Commerce for doing this with us. I'm going to go over Greece. It's an awesome place to go, lots of fresh air, some amazing ruins that you'll see. It's just mind-boggling, to be honest. It really is. We'll go through everything. I'll go through your brochure also, and your start date, of course, your trip date is going to be November the 3rd, and you go through from November the 3rd to the 11th, and then there is an extension to Santorini if you would like to go to Santorini as well. And I suggest you do. It is so very different than the other parts of Greece. So let's get started, and we'll see here. Okay, so a little bit about Aventura World. We're a valued leader in the U.S. group travel marketplace since 1972. We actually celebrated our 50th anniversary last year. We're a member of the Sakara International Group, and they have thousands of employees. We have offices on both the east and west coast of the U.S., and then in Paris and Rome and London and Delhi and Cairo. So we're all over pretty much. We really are dedicated to revealing the treasures of the world, from the capitals of Europe to Australia's Great Barrier Reef and beyond. We're official travel partner of the Association of Chambers of Commerce Executives, ACCE as we are known. We are a travel wholesaler. We're a little different than a travel agent. We, as a wholesaler, provide group travel. So we do not do individual travel, and we do not change tickets and reservations and things like that. We have a set program, and we find most people enjoy this program tremendously. We're a company that changes with the times. We always have new trips coming up, and we call ourselves the leader in value price programs. I think you'll find that if you were to compare us with anybody else, the prices that we charge and for the things that you will see and do on our trips will definitely have you agree with us. So day one, you will depart for Greece, and some of the things that you need to know about Greece. Greece is a southeastern European country. It is surrounded by, a large portion of it is surrounded by water and by the different small seas. It is the first country of democracy. So when you think of democratic countries, Greece is the very first country. And so in Greece, they allow a lot of things that maybe other countries wouldn't allow. People can demonstrate, they can talk about what they like or don't like, and nobody bothers, they don't worry about it. So there's always somebody telling somebody about something they don't like or something they'd like to change. They have a unitary parliamentary republic. They have a president. That president is for a 5-year term, but really the vice president and the rest of the parliament have the control and are able to pretty much run the country. They also have mandatory military service of 1 year for 19 to 45-year-olds. So you're going to fly from Arizona, from Phoenix, Arizona, on an overnight flight to Greece. And when you get to Greece, you are going to land in Athens. So Athens is the home to over 4 million people. It's really quite a beautiful city. It stretches for miles, but you can see the oceans, you can see the ports, you can see the Acropolis. There's so many beautiful things about even Athens. I know some people say, well, it's a big city, but there's so many beautiful things about Athens, and you're going to get a chance to see a lot of those different things. So on day 2, when you arrive in Athens, you're going to arrive at the Athens airport, and you're going to be met by your Aventura World representative. And what you do is you'll pick up your luggage, you'll go through customs and immigration, and there's a door that everybody exits out. And when you exit out there, your Aventura World representative will be waiting for you. And you will know them, and they will know you, because we give you blue lanyards and you have to wear them. And also you will find that they have a sign that will say Sierra Vista Area Chamber of Commerce, and they'll be ready and waiting for you. So Greece is, as I said, a peninsula, and this part here is the part that we're really going to learn a lot about, and then we're also going to Delphi. Athens is here, so this is where you landed. And we are going to travel over to Canada. Canada is going to be the resort that you're going to stay at. And this is a beautiful resort. The rooms are up to date, and I'm going to give you some more here. So where is Canada? It's about an hour outside of Athens. And so we drive on the motor coach there. And this is the whole resort area. Now, you won't be staying in the whole resort. They have a lot of different travelers that come there, but you will be staying in the new section, which they have just refurbished, and it's very, very nice. They have swimming pools. You can see them there. They are not heated, but if you're brave and you want to swim in them, you can. And you're right along the ocean here. You can walk along the beach because the restaurants are all along the front of the beach, and you'll be able to walk along the beach. And if you want to swim there, you can as well. But overlooking everything, you'll be able to see the ships coming in to port into Athens, which is over this way. This resort area is a spa area also, so they do have spa facilities if you'd like to use them. And this is what the rooms look like. They're spacious, they're decorated nicely, they're safe, they have showers or bathtubs, and sometimes both. They have hair dryers for the ladies, so you don't need to bring a hair dryer. They have flat screen satellite TV, radio, they have safety boxes in every room, electronic and classic door locks for people that might worry about something like that, Wi-Fi, direct telephone, air conditioning and heating, and it's individually controlled, mini fridges, almost everything that you would want. They have a way of doing things in Europe, and many of you that have traveled know that sometimes if you ask for a queen size bed, it's basically a double bed. And sometimes the double bed is two twin beds pushed together. And or if a third person accompanies you in the room, then they're going to probably sleep on a rollaway cot. So you always want to make sure you're the people on the beds and whoever's on the rollaway cot. These are the restaurants, and they're beautiful. This is the bar area. And when you arrive on your first day, you will have a welcome dinner. And there is actually your liquor and any soft drinks or coffees or teas are included in your package. So you do not have to pay for local beers, local wines. Now, if you want something more exotic from another country, then you may have to pay for that. But the local beers and wines are good. A lot of folks like to meet after the trip each day here in the bar area. You can look out across the ocean and just visit with folks before you go have your dinner. And for this trip, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner are all included. And the food is excellent, and there's a huge variety, and they change it every day. So for breakfast, before you go on your day trip, you will find that you can come down usually between 6:30, and you will be able to order omelets, or they have pancakes, they have bacon, they have sausages. So they have American foods, but they also have Mediterranean style foods as well. So it gives you a chance to try other things as well. And you will find you're eating at these restaurants and coming into the lounge area on a regular basis as you get off your motor coach in the evenings. This is another restaurant that they have, and you'll be able to also enjoy the food in that area as well. And of course, here's some of the pools. Again, you can swim in them if you wish. They aren't heated though, but you can also walk along the beach, and the sunsets are really beautiful. And the sunrises are gorgeous as well. And of course, you're going to relax and enjoy Greek life, which means taking lots of photos and really doing as little as possible that's too strenuous. That's right. So here's the beach. We walked all the way down here to where the lights are down there. It was a really nice walk. It's not a sand beach, it's pebbly, but it's easy walking. Some folks went swimming. We went about the same time you did. I didn't try it. I stuck my feet in it so I could say I'd been there, but that was it. And you can have breakfast on the beach. And you know, the temperature runs between 60 and 70 degrees. And a lot of times the days are absolutely beautiful with sunshine. And so if you wish, you can have your breakfast or lunch or your dinners right here looking out over across the water. So it's really pretty. A lot of times you'll see people trying to swim a little bit and everything else. So on day 3, you're going to tour Athens, and you're going to cover quite a bit of ground. So you hop on the bus. Your tour guide each day will tell you, actually the day before, prior to your trip, will tell you what time you need to be on the bus and where you'll be going. And then they also put it in the lobby, and it'll be on a sheet in the lobby, and you'll be able to check that sheet. So if you go out somewhere in the evening, come back a little bit late, and you're not too sure of what time you need to be up in the morning, you can always take a look in the lobby, and it'll tell you there exactly what time you need to be up and where you'll be going. And if there's a weather forecast of some kind, they'll tell you whether you need to bring a jacket or a sweater or something like that. While we were in Greece, the weather was beautiful, and we really didn't need any heavy clothes of any kind. It's casual, this trip, but you do need for the evenings either a sweater or a jacket, you'll find. So you're going to go to see the Acropolis and many other things as well. But before you start on your first part of day 3, we have what we call the series, the Discovery Series. And so for about an hour in the morning, you will have a guest speaker come to talk to you all about Greece, what it's like to live in Greece, how the European Union has helped Greece, what makes it different, the money system with the European dollar now, all those different things that affect people in Greece and affect us when we travel. Greece has over 3 million people that come as tourists to it. So it's a very popular place to come. You're also, because a lot of these artifacts and ruins are in the same area, so you're going to be able to travel in a relatively short period of time to see some of these things in downtown Athens, because they are all in downtown Athens. And so here's the Temple of the Olympian Zeus, Parliament, and the Memorial to the Unknown Soldier. So you'll stop there, and you'll be able to watch the changing of the guard. And their uniforms look quite different than our American uniforms or many other uniforms. It's quite interesting to watch them do this. You'll also be able to see the Academy and the National Library of Greece. So all of these are downtown, very close to each other. And because you will be staying in Kanata, and because it's about 45-minute drive from Athens, if you wish to go back and see these, tour these on a part of a leisure day or in an evening, you're able to do that, and you can actually get on the train. The train stops just 10 minutes away from the resort, and you can go on the train. You can put your euro dollars in, they tell you how many and how much, and it's in English. And you can go into Athens if you wish for an afternoon or an evening, something like that, and do some more exploring on these things. You also see here at the Academy of Athens the different sculptures. This is Constitution Square, and it is almost directly across from the Parliament buildings. You can actually see some of the buses, the tour buses right here. So you'll be able to walk through Constitution Square, and they have some of the most amazing shopping and boutiques around here. So for those who want to find either some souvenirs or some of the more expensive Greek jewelry or a boutique with clothing, this is a good place to be downtown. And again, you'll have some leisure time where you can go shopping. In the afternoon, you're then going to go on to the Acropolis. And you will see here the Acropolis, or actually it's later in the afternoon, and you'll have a bird's eye view of Athens. You will actually go up, there are steps, and your tour guide will take you up there and will also explain to you and go over how the Acropolis was built, how it was dedicated to the goddess Athena. And also you'll see that they're reconstructing some of it, and it's quite interesting. They'll tell you all about those things. The tour guides in Greece are university trained. They have their facts and figures correct, and they are very good at what they do, and their English is excellent. So again, a little bit more. This is a great place for picture taking because you can take it all the way across, looking across Athens. And you get quite a bit of free time here to explore and go take pictures and just look and visit the different structures that are there. So then on day 4, we're going to leave the resort with the motor coach, and we're going to go to the Peloponnese Peninsula, and we're going to visit some of the different villages along the Peloponnese Peninsula. So Greece is mountainous, and the mountains come down right to the ocean, pretty much. And so you're going to get a chance to see some of these. Here's Arcadia, and see how they build these homes all the way up almost to the top. And there are little villages all over the place like this, and they're of course very picturesque, and you'll get some great photos, and you're going to be traveling to some of these and to see how people live. You're also going to be that day in day 4 going to Mysia, and this is where ancient poets are idolized, so to speak, and the ruins again are very, very, very old, dating back centuries. Again, your tour guide will go through these areas. You get to walk through them, take photos. You'll visit the Lion's Gate and the Cyclopean walls. They're right across here. They have the inscription of when this was built. And it's just amazing to think about how many people from that century have gone through here for a variety of different reasons. People that lived here, this was their home, this is their town, all the different things that happened with life. It's really quite interesting. And you're going to go to the Beehive Royal Tomb. So this is where some royalty was entombed. But this also is one of the best acoustic places you can imagine. You can actually almost whisper and people can hear everything that you say. It's really quite interesting. Then we're going to go on to Epidaura. And Epidaura is famous for the amphitheater. And if you look, you can see this lady down here or a gentleman down here. They're talking in a normal, they would be a speaker, maybe a guest speaker. And to this day, and this is 65 feet high, you will be able to hear them as if they were sitting next to you. They have a lot of concerts here. This is used all the time. It seats 14,000 people. And so they have this all the time. Their bookings were guest speakers, concerts, all kinds of different musical events, theater. And then also to the side, you can see that there are some other areas here, and there's a very good small museum, and it has a lot of sculptures that you won't see anywhere else. And they open it up for us to come in, and you have time again to look through everything, take pictures, some amazing history, amazing sculptures that you're going to see. And of course, this amphitheater was dedicated to the ancient Greek god of medicine. So our last part of the day, we'll be going to Nafilion, and this is one of the prettiest towns and most romantic towns in Greece, they say. And it is beautiful. You can see here the fort that was built many years ago on the walls to protect this village. This is from the fort looking down across the sea. And they have all kinds of cafes, boutiques. If you go down this street and you get free time, go down here and there's a gelato shop down here and it is excellent. We all sampled gelato. And so you can wander through here and there's some very nice jewelry stores with a little bit more expensive jewelry. Then there are also tourist places, clothing stores, boutiques of all different kinds. Really beautiful cobblestone streets, just beautiful little village. And you're also, after you leave Nafilion, you're going to have a chance to go to an olive farm. And you're going to learn about how they process the olives, how they make the olive oil, and you're going to have a tasting, and it comes with some delicious Mediterranean appetizers that they prepare for you. So you'll actually go and see the process itself, how they take the olives off the trees, how they sort them, the leaves, the twigs, things like that, how it's all done through the different pieces of equipment. And of course, here comes the oil from the olives. And you can purchase the olive oil. It's not expensive, and you can buy small enough little jars for it, or that you can put them nicely in your suitcase. And the lady that owns this farm, she is here. She also has skincare and cosmetics, and she makes them from the olives. She will give you samples and you can purchase them also. She has all sorts of different levels of healthcare, skincare, and cosmetics that you can purchase. And she is in the United States. You can order online in the United States and you receive the products as well. So it's not as if you just simply go there and you get that and then you have to try to find out how you can get more if you like the product. She already sells in the United States. Then back, of course, to the resort. And usually we get back around 5-ish, sometimes 4, 5, or 6. And of course, you always have dinner waiting for you. But if for some reason you don't want dinner at the resort, no problem. There are restaurants within walking distance, within 5-10 minute walking distance. There's 4 or 5 of them. We ate at one that was absolutely delicious. Of course, there's lots of good seafood. The gentleman and the restaurant we went to, he was a fisherman, so he would go out and catch the fish in the morning to sell the fish at night. If you like seafood, it's great, but they also have lamb, they have beef, they have chicken, they have pork, they have everything. So for American palates, if you're not used to the seafoods that they cook, then you can enjoy some other foods as well. So we're going to go to Corinth, and Corinth is the canal that separates the mainland and is a part of the peninsula. So in the old days, the ships would come through the canal and they would save a great deal of time from going around the peninsula. Well, a couple of years ago, they had some terrible floods and the peninsula had to be closed for a while so they could dredge out some of the things that fell into the canal. And now it's back open again. And so this is saving the ships a huge amount of time. Now, you can board a boat, but this isn't the one you'll board. So it's a larger one. But this is the canal itself. And when I went, we weren't able to go on the boats, cruise down it. So we were walking across on the bridge and it was terrific. And it was so interesting. And so the canal connects the Gulf of Corinth with the Saronic Gulf in the Aegean Sea. It cuts through the narrow isthmus of Corinth and separates the Peloponnese from the Greek mainland. And it effectively makes the former peninsula an island. So it is now considered to be an island. So you can see this will be the type of cruise boat that you would go through, but they have huge tankers that come through here. If the tankers in the last couple of years when they were repairing this area, the tankers had to go the whole way around the peninsula, which of course cost them time and a lot more money with the oil and gas that they needed to get around. So this is really interesting. If you're afraid of heights, you can stand at one end and not go across, but you can still see everything. And you can see here's one of the cruise boats going through this area. Now, you also will be able to sit down next to the canal, and we are going to sample ouzo and have some, again, Mediterranean delicacies, and the food is delicious. And they give you lots of choices, and each restaurant seems to have its own specialty, so it's a lot of fun. Now, ouzo in the United States, people drink it pretty much in a shot glass, or they might have it in a short glass with ice cubes. But in Greece, the real way to drink it is you put at least half a glass full of water, and then you put the ouzo in. So it makes it obviously a much milder drink, and you can see right here that they have more water in it. It tastes like black licorice. It's really quite good. And you can buy, there's a little gift shop around the corner. And if you want to buy ouzo, you can buy small bottles of ouzo to take home for your friends and or for yourself. So when you're in this restaurant, it's right next to the canal. And you will see these huge tankers going through. And it's really a lot of fun. Good photographs you'll get. And they have an outdoor part to the restaurant as well, so you can sit outdoors as well and watch them. So then on day 6, you're going to go to Delphi. Now this is an optional tour, but if people pay for this before April the 6th, which is coming up quickly, then this tour is included. And this is why you want to go to Greece. It's definitely one of the reasons. This Delphi was a city of its own for centuries, and there are all sorts of ruins and artifacts that are there. And there's also an amazing museum. It is a new museum, and it has all sorts of ruins and artifacts from this area. So the bus will take you, it's about a 2-hour drive, but you go through beautiful countryside, forests, and it's a beautiful, beautiful ride. And it's very relaxing. And so you'll be able to see these ruins. And you know, this is what Delphi is known all about, these ancient ruins. Your tour guide always comes with you. And again, he or she will explain and give the history of the different carvings, what the writing in the, or the scrolling in the walls mean, or in the rocks, who it recognizes. For example, this is the Temple of Apollo. So again, amazing history. You'll be able to walk up it. There are rails if it gets a little steep. It is a climb, a little bit of a climb if you want to go to the top. Most of us do. There's a way to go up, and then there's a different way to come down, so you see different scenery. And here's some of the things that you will see. And you, of course, can take some great photos. It's amazing to think that this is here after thousands of years. And this was quite a large city. So there's always time for photos. When you reach the top, there's an amphitheater here at the top. And of course, most of us had to reach it and go up it. A lot of your walking is done on this kind. It's not pavement, it's dirt, but it's hard packed. It's pretty easy to walk on. I would say definitely for Greece, you need really good walking shoes. And I would bring probably 2 pairs of them. So if your feet get tired in one, you can change to another pair. And this is the Delphi Museum. It's a new building. It's beautiful. And you are going to see some of the most amazing sculptures with history and stories and artifacts. Because it's such an old city, they have almost everything that they use every day to live in their homes with. This is also a Roman charioteer, and it's a bronze one. And it's famous for a lot of reasons, but one of them is it was pretty much intact when they found it. And a lot of the things that they have found, of course, have been put together or pieced together, but this was found intact. And again, it's something to see. There are also other treasures that you're going to see from other parts of other museums they have as well, the gold, and again, all about life and the different things that were used in these not prehistoric, but certainly pre times before Christ, and in the Roman times. Then again, back to Canada and dinner. And again, if you prefer not to do that, you can go into Athens by the train, or you can go down the street to other restaurants that are in the village area. And then on day 8, it's the Museum of Acropolis tour. And this is in Athens. So you're going to go back into Athens. And this is the new museum. It is beautiful. And everything is focused on the Acropolis. So any ancient ruins, anything that they find, this is where it comes to be researched and then also to be put on display. Now, if you look right across here where my arrow is, you will see that it looks like glass, and it is. And you can look down, and they have found an ancient city underneath parts of this area. And so they built this museum over, not entirely over it, but a part of it, and you're able to see the ruins down below. Of course, this is everything from the Bronze Age to Roman and Byzantine Greece. It lies, as I said, over the ruins of a Roman and Byzantine Athens. And so you will be able to see this. And here you are when you walk along. You're able to see on both sides, and they're still excavating this. And as in the other areas, both in Delphi and in Olympia, they are still excavating. You will see there are teams when you're there of teams of different folks from different countries doing excavations, and they say they're finding new things all the time. So because you're in Athens, you're going to have lunch in Athens. And again, good Mediterranean healthy food. If you've not had lemon potatoes, they are to die for. They are delicious. And of course, Greek salads are very popular, but all the other foods are popular as well. So you can order pretty much anything: seafood, pork, beef, chicken. And then after, you're going to have free time to shop. And they take you to the market, and the market has just about everything you can imagine. So there's fish market, and there's fruits and vegetables, and then there's all sorts of tourism things, but there are also some really good quality shops with really good leather sandals. You can buy amazing sandals there, or backpacks. A lot of people use backpacks because they hike a lot with all of the things to see in Greece. Also the jewelry, there are some fine jewelry stores there that you can buy the different types of Greek jewelry. And one of the different types of Greek jewelry is the jewelry with the evil eye. So this evil eye, according to mythology, protected people from the spirits, from the wrong type of spirits. And so both in the tourist areas and also in the expensive jewelry shops, you will find this evil eye that you can buy necklaces or bracelets or earrings, all sorts of different things if you want. T-shirts, all sorts of different things. And then again, fish market, if you just want to go check out and see what they do sell. Of course, smelts are really popular, and smelts are really tasty, and they're very good. A lot of the restaurants have smelts if you want to try them, or anchovies, different things like that. And so on day 9, you're going to depart for Athens. You're going to leave Kaneda, and it's time to go back to the United States. And you are going to find those days go by so very quickly. So if you don't want to go back yet, then what you should do is come to Santorini. So for those of you who wish to fly on, you will fly, and they will take you to the airport and make sure, your tour director will make sure you get to the right part of the airport, that you're going on the right flights. Everything will be taken care of, and they make sure you've got everything. And these are some of the memories that you might have. So again, the evening view of the Acropolis. This is how it looked many, many, many years ago. And you can see Athens hasn't changed in some areas too much. The sculptures that you will see. Of course, the food, the wines, the liqueurs. And if you've never been with us before, then Adventure World welcomes you, and we hope you come back with us. I would say probably 95% or even higher of folks that go with us on one trip come back for as many as they can on a regular basis. I know with my groups, I have some that have been traveling with me for 10 years now. So this is a little bit about the trip itself. Your ground air transportation is from Phoenix, Arizona. Your first class accommodations for 7 nights at the Kaneda Resort and Spa. You will have 20 meals included. So it's breakfast, lunches, and dinners. So even if we're away for a whole day from the resort, lunch will be included, and you'll be able to sample at a Greek restaurant somewhere, wherever we are, and the food is delicious, and they'll be ready to serve you and take good care of you. The drinks, the local alcoholic and all the non-alcoholic drinks are in the bar each evening. So a lot of folks like to go have a glass of wine or a beer before they go for dinner, or sit and visit with friends and then go out to another restaurant somewhere. The sightseeing program includes the local guide, and they're exceptionally good. All entrance fees to the city tour of Athens, the Acropolis Museum, crossing the canal, full-day excursion to ancient sites and mountainsides, villages of the Peloponnese Peninsula, including a visit to Mycenae, Epidaurus, and Appian. And optional tours are also available, and that would be the Delphi and the Olympia tour. And then our Cultural Discovery Series, always we bring in guest speakers to help you understand the country that you are traveling in, to learn more about the people. It gives you a different thought process. You're not just seeing tourist destinations, you're learning more about what it's like to live in that country, what people do with or without, the social systems, education, all those different types of things. So we'll have that. And plus you also are able to sample the Greek ouzo and also go to the local olive oil farm. And then you have a professional tour director, deluxe motor coaches, and of course, baggage handling, transferring one piece of checked luggage outside of the airport. So when it comes to the trip itself, it's considered a 3, okay? So out of 5, it's considered a 3. There is a lot of walking. There's lots of fresh air. You're really not spending a whole lot of time in Athens. You're out in the smaller villages and towns where the air is fresh. It's just beautiful. So your tour price shows is $3,549, and that includes what we've gone over. The fuel charges of $350 are included. There are additional taxes. There are $150. They are a land tax, and every airport has them, and there's nothing we can do about it. We don't normally, in fact, very seldom have I ever seen Aventura World up a price. If they've given you a price, it stays that way. They really don't ever make changes. So that price is good, and includes the free Delphi tour up until April the 6th, which is coming up fairly soon. The price then will increase by $100 to $3,649 after that date. And the Delphi tour is $179. So it's a really good buy to do it before April 6th. And, you know, when you think about all the meals that you're getting and everything else, you really couldn't do this on your own for this kind of price. If you were to do it through a travel agency, it would cost you a whole lot more. Plus, you wouldn't know where to go and how to see all these things. So that is what the cost is. Then, if you would like to continue on to Santorini, it's a couple more days. And what we do is we fly you from Athens to Santorini. Santorini is not, there's nothing like it in the rest of Greece. It is absolutely beautiful. It is an island. All of the buildings are white with the blue tops, pretty much. And here's information about it. It's November 11th through to the 13th. You have first class accommodations for 2 nights. We fly you to and from Santorini and Athens. Superb cuisine, so 2 full breakfasts. There are plenty of really interesting restaurants that you can eat at, and they're all close to the hotel. Sightseeing tour program includes a local guide, entrance fees as follows to the wine tasting, because we're going to take you on a wine tasting. And they also take you through all over the island on the bus. And you will get to see and take photos of the sunsets as well. They do it at a specific time so you can catch the sunsets for some of these pictures. And the professional tour directors are with you again the entire length of the tour. They're there to look after you. If you have any emergencies, any questions, they are great at helping. And that excursion costs us $799 double occupancy or $1,098 single. If you're going to Greece and you've got such a good price with all your meals included, especially on the mainland, I would say add this to it. It's so different and it's so beautiful. So on Santorini, you're going to have amazing views. You can see as far as 60 miles away to other parts, other countries. And so you are going to be able to see forever, as they say. It is absolutely beautiful. The sunsets are incredible. And again, they take you to a special area that is really known for getting the best shots for sunsets. And you do an island tour of Santorini. So you'll get up in the morning, have breakfast, and then hop on the bus, and away you go. This is the monastery of Prophetus, and this is the highest point of Santorini. And this is where they have nuns still and priests still living here and taking care of the place. We go up to the very top of it, and again, we look out across the entire area. Then we're going to go on to Pyrgos, and this is a little village, a little town on Santorini. It's beautiful colors. They have black sand beaches from volcanic, and you're going to actually have lunch there, and you're going to tour it as well. Or we were able to travel through some of these areas and take pictures, and they had donkeys hauling bags of cement, and oh, it was great. It was really in another world. We're also going to take you to the wine museum. Now, this is a different type of wine museum. It's an underground wine museum, and it is amazing. They grow grapes in a different way in Greece than we do here. So our vines, you see them tall, and we trim them and have a lot of times they're leaning on a fence, or they're being supported by wire. In Greece, they have them on the ground, and they're in a basket. And so it's quite different way of doing wine and growing wine, and also the wines are different again. But this is a very, very old winery, and it is the only one of its kind in the whole of Greece, and it is underground. And you are going to have the most amazing trip. And even if you're a little bit squeamish about going underground, this is worth it. Just say you're going to do it, because this is well worth it. After you've gone through this, then you are going to have a wine tasting, which is above ground. And you will get to sample about 4 of their different wines, and also the cheeses and meats that are made here on the island. And then after that, you're going to go on to Oya. And Oya has all sorts of shops for you to shop at. It also has the folks live with the shops, usually at the back of the shop. And Oya is full of colors. You'll see lots and lots of bougainvillea, lots and lots of different grasses, lots of flowers. It's all different colors. It's absolutely beautiful. And with the blue sky, it just makes it like paradise. And so here in Oya, you'll be able to buy art and all sorts of other things. I bought a watercolor painting. You can buy crafts. There's everything you can think of, jewelry. And again, these are cobblestone, but they're really quite safe. They are stepped, but they are in such a way that you can pretty much see things, and there are no railings, but you're still quite safe on walking with them. And again, beautiful scenery. You'll be able to take some of the most amazing photos, and they take us to places that really you wouldn't know to even go to unless you were with a company, a tour company that knew where to take you. And here is a sunset. And again, absolutely beautiful. You'll be able to take pictures like this. It's a very romantic island. And you will then, on day 11, depart for the USA. Now, sometimes, because we use a local Greek airline, the flight from Santorini does not always coincide with your flight from Athens back to the United States. So if that happens, it doesn't happen very often, but it does sometimes. They will, Aventura World will bring you back from Santorini to Athens to a hotel relatively close to the airport, and it's complimentary. Aventura World pays for it, and then you just simply can find some dinner if you like in the hotel itself or in another area close to it. It's close enough to Athens that you could go back into Athens if you wanted to have one more night in Athens. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's great when it does. So these are some of the things you're going to remember. You're going to remember the Acropolis. You're going to remember changing of the guards. You're going to remember that bronze charioteer. You're going to remember lunch at the waterfront. And as I said, down along here, there's sandy beaches, but there are black beaches also. You're going to remember the shops and the treasures that you brought, that you're going to bring back home, either as souvenirs, as gifts for someone. And you do not need a visa at this point in time for any US citizen to go to Greece. So how do you sign up? Here's information on how you do it. So here's your brochure, and you can get this brochure online from the chamber, or you can get the paper one, whichever way you need it. You will see that down here, they have your code. And when you want to book online, you will need that code, okay? So just for example, the code's also over here on this side as well. When you register, do it as you would any other form. Just fill it in exactly for what they ask you. Name, first name, middle name. It has to be exactly as on your passport. So it cannot be deviated from your passport, the way your passport is. When it comes to your passport, if you do not have a passport, you need to apply for one immediately. Passports are taking, as of today, when I looked, about 12 weeks to get a passport, a new passport. If you're renewing your passport, you need to do it immediately because, again, they are backlogged. And so you will need to do that. If you have your passport number, you put that in, and the country of origin and the expiration date. If you don't have a passport, you write in here, applied for a passport, okay? And you might put the date so that our folks know they can anticipate when you probably will get your passport. And then when you get your passport, or if you have your passport, you will take a copy of it, a photocopy of it in color. And when you send in your registration, either online or the paper form, you will include the passport if you have it. So then you just fill out your mailing address. Make sure your email address is correct because that is the way we respond back to you for things, for invoices, for questions you might have, for any information we need to give you. So those things. And then again, in the notes section here, if you have a special diet, if you are gluten-free, if you are vegan, those types of things should go in the notes. Also, if you have a friend that lives somewhere other than Sierra and Vista, and you want them to go with you, or you want to do an anniversary party or celebrate a birthday, we have lots of people that do that. Tell your friends and family, and they can depart from the nearest international airport and meet you in Greece. So it doesn't have to be out of Phoenix, Arizona that people fly, okay? There might be a bit of a difference in a cost, but if you put down, or if they put down in the notes section, I want to depart, for example, say Salt Lake City, Utah, you would put that, I want to depart from Salt Lake City, Utah, and I want to return to Salt Lake City, Utah, then our folks will email you back with, if there is an additional cost, they'll tell you what it will cost. Generally, it's not more than $150 more. And sometimes it's less depending on what side of the west or east coast you're on, or whether you're central United States. Then when you get down here, if you registered before April 6th, the Delphi tour is not going to cost you anything, but you still want to mark yes, that you're going to take it, but you don't have to worry about it because you've registered before April the 6th. If not, then it will cost you $179. Then the Olympia tour, again, if you wish to go on it, there's the price there for you. So those are the prices there. Then if you want to do Santorini, again, either yes or no, and the price is here. You tabulate your totals here, you tabulate your total there, and then you move over to this side and you'll see the base price, and you add in your totals from these two columns, put them there, add that $150 that we have to charge for the land taxes that the airports charge, and here will be your total. If you wait till April 6th after it, and as long as you do it April 6th, you're okay. But if you wait till after that, then the price will be up $100. You still add in the other information in here, same with the taxes, and you put your total there, okay? Now, I really want to stress travel insurance is really, really important, okay? In the past 3-4 weeks, we have had people, because the airlines aren't always very careful, who have lost their luggage and have waited as long as 3, 4, 5 days before they got it. Well, you can't wear the same clothes every day. So insurance will cover up to $500. So if you don't get your luggage for 3 days and you haven't brought anything extra in your carry-on, then you can go shopping and buy yourself some clothes. Or you can buy yourselves the toothpaste or the things that you need. So Insurance is important, especially now. Different things happen. We had someone else who unfortunately got ill just before the trip and can't go. We had somebody that broke an ankle on their trip and needed medical attention in the country they were in. Those things are taken care of by insurance. It's like having a car insurance. You don't want to buy it, but boy, if you're in an accident, are you ever glad you had it? So please, insurance is really important. Nowadays, more than ever, it seems. So you have two types of insurance that you can purchase. The base insurance, which covers, and I'll go over it in a second, is the upper one all across, and it goes by the price of your trip. The cancel for any reason insurance is a little more expensive, but it is exactly that. Cancel for any reason. You can cancel up to 48 hours prior to your trip for any reason. You get up one morning and you say, I don't want to go. And you don't have to tell anybody why you don't want to go. You simply send it to us in writing by email. I don't want to go. And you will get everything back except your money that you paid for the insurance. So you want to make sure that you have insurance either way. And I'll go over it a little bit more. So you add those totals and you can pay either with a check if you use the paper form, or you can pay with a credit card. But what you will need to do is you will fill this registration form out and you will have your Chamber of Commerce email it to our operations division, to Debbie, and you will then be sent a link back. It comes from Aventura World, so you'll have to check your junk mail because you won't have had conversations with them. And it'll come back and it'll give you a very secure link that you can then make your payment with your credit card. Your deposit is $800. And if you wish to go on any of the optional or the extension trips, you do have to pay for them up front. And the reason being is we have to book those tour guides. We have to know how many people that we have. And the same with the hotels. We have to book all of those things ahead of time. And with Greece and with all the travelers that are traveling all over the world right now, the sooner the better. It helps us. It makes it easier for us to get the accommodations that we have promised to give you. Okay, so if you pay with a credit card, you simply fill this out, you send it in by email, or you can drop it off and tell them you want to pay by credit card, and it will get emailed. The chamber will email it to our folks in the operations division, and then a link will come back for you to your email. So make sure you have the right email. Will come back to you for payment with your credit card. If you pay by check, you simply pay by check here. Again, give it to the chamber. Chamber will send it in the mail to the operations division. Okay. So this is what your travel insurance does cover. This is the basic travel insurance. It covers pre-trip cancellation due to sickness or death of you or your immediate family. It covers medical on the trip. It covers trip interruption. It covers travel delay, misconnections, emergency medical evacuation, lost baggage and personal effects, and baggage delay. So that is your base insurance. So if you do not buy the cancel for any reason, at least this is going to cover you for a good portion of things. We also send out, and we can send again, information on the insurance and the different things about the two insurances. Neither your chamber nor Aventura World can sell insurance because we do not, and we are not licensed to sell insurance, and you have to have a license, but we can give you the information for you to contact the insurance company to find out what will cover you best and what you would like. For the cancel for any reason insurance, it is available, but you have to pay for it within 24 hours or while you're actually doing your reservation. So if you choose it and it's a paper form, then you want to make sure that gets right away to the operations division. If you do it online, then you will get an email back from the insurance company for you then to purchase the insurance. So also when buying the cancel for any reason plan, you have coverage of the standard policy, but it allows you to cancel for any reason whatsoever and receive reimbursements up to, and it gives you 65% of the penalty amount. And then you also get from us, from Aventura World, an additional amount of money of 35% as a credit for a future trip if you wish to use. So again, here's your registration form. As I said, your code is here. They'll ask for that on your online registration. It's up here also if you need it for that. And this is what it looks like online. So again, if you have never traveled with Aventura World, then you'll be a new user. You put your name in, your last name, an email, and create a password. If you have traveled with us before, chances are we have your email and your login email and your password. And then you go to the booking portal and they're going to ask you a number of times for your correct password. It's just a safety thing. They want to make sure that no one else is using it and that everything is correct. So again, you want to make sure that it's put down properly, and the email, and of course, again, your passwords and things like that. You will receive, once you've sent that in to them, an email coming back saying, we've got you. We're verifying your email address. You can see it right here. And you re-verify, and then they'll welcome you, and you'll be able to start to activate your registration online. They will ask you for your code. So again, you go back to that original paper form, or you can check with the chamber. They'll email it to you. You put your code in there. That's to make sure you're registering for the right trip. And then it step by step. So passenger information, room occupancy, departure point. So again, if it's not Phoenix, Arizona that you want to depart and return to, that's where you would make sure you put the correct one in. Optional tours and extensions you want to do. If you choose insurance, which insurance, and review and payment. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. There's also this information about insurance. If you're reserving your trip online, the Section 5 booking engine is information only. You will get an email giving you the opportunity to purchase that cancel for any reason insurance. And this is how it goes step by step for your trip information. So step 1, you put in the departure date, which would be November 3rd. Your return date, if it's the 11th, or if you're going on to Santorini, the 13th. The total trip cost, number of travelers, state of residence. And this is for the insurance that tells you what it covers. And it goes through everything. It also tells you how to fill things out if you need to fill something or you're not sure. Step 3, this gives you the individual information. So each person that is traveling, where they live. For the insurance, the beneficiary information, and whether you want it emailed to you, the policy, or sent by mail, the postal service. I think they send it by UPS. Down here, it's going to ask you travel agency details. You don't need to worry about that. But there are 2 questions down here. They'll ask you primary destination. And so you would put Greece, the country you're going to, and then primary airline you don't know, and you will click on this and it will say undecided. And then it'll go into step 4, the process for the payment for the policies. And this again gives you all of the information you need for passenger information, the addresses, the cities, everything else. And it goes through each step. Now, room occupancy, whether you want a single room, whether you're sharing, whether there's more than 2. What type of special requests do you have for meals? Are you vegan? Are you gluten-free? And they will do their best and usually do very well, matching what you need. Then gateway departure point. Where are you leaving from? Where do you want to fly from? And where do you want to return? Optional tours and extensions. Again, more information. Section 5 is informational. They'll send to you a special for signing up for the insurance, a special email, and there you get all of it. So that's basically how it works. It's not hard to follow. So who has questions? Any